It was 2017, and Kylian Mbappé, at the peak of his youth, had captured the world's attention by shining for Monaco at just 18 years old. He had incredible speed, impressive skills, and was seen by many as the natural heir to the footballing greats. The media, coaches, and fans were talking about his bright future, but he was still the same boy who grew up in the suburbs of Paris with big dreams. One spring day, the Monaco club organized a charity event where the players visited sick children. Mbappé, who always loved children, enthusiastically participated in the event. Among the children present that day, a 10-year-old boy named Theo caught his attention the most. Theo was a lovely and energetic boy, but fate had dealt him a hard blow. He suffered from a rare disease that doctors had little hope of curing. However, Theo loved football, and every time he saw Mbappé play, it seemed as if a new hope was rekindled in his heart. When Mbappé sat down next to him and started talking, Theo said excitedly, "I know that one day you will play in the Champions League final. I wish I could be there to watch you." Mbappé, touched by this, smiled and took Theo's hand, and said, "I promise you that I will play in the final, but you also have to promise to stay strong until that day." Theo's eyes sparkled with joy. No one knew at that moment how this simple promise would affect both of their lives. After that meeting, Mbappé left for Paris Saint-Germain and moved towards stardom every day. But on the other side of the story, Theo was going through difficult times. His illness progressed and he was in and out of the hospital many times. However, he had not forgotten his promise. Every time he felt weak, he would watch Mbappe's games and get inspired. His mother would say, "Whenever Kylian scores, Theo finds hope again." Even though Mbappé was busy with the competition, he had not forgotten Theo. He called Theo's family several times, sent him motivational videos and even sent him a signed shirt. But as time went on, Theo's illness worsened. Doctors told his family that he might not live more than a few months. Theo, who always had a smile on his face, was disappointed for the first time. One day his mother said, "Do you remember what Mbappé promised you? If he keeps his promise, you have to keep it too." This sparked a spark in Theo's mind. He decided to fight, even if it was hard. In 2020, after years of struggle, Paris Saint-Germain reached the Champions League final for the first time. Mbappé, now one of the best players in the world, thought about the promise he had made years ago. The first thing he did was call Theo's family, tell him that I kept my word. Now it's his turn to stay strong. But at that time, Theo's condition had become critical. Doctors even doubted that he would be able to watch the final. But when he heard the news, it was as if a new strength came to him. Mbappé immediately sent him a VIP ticket and arranged for Theo to travel to Germany to watch the game firsthand. On the night of the final, Theo entered the stadium in a wheelchair with his mother. When Mbappé saw him in the stands, his heart was filled with joy. Although Paris Saint-Germain lost the game to Bayern Munich, more important than the trophy was the fulfillment of the promise made years ago. After the game, Mbappé went straight to Theo, hugged him and said, "See, I broke my promise. You have to keep yours too." Theo's eyes filled with tears and he smiled. After returning from the final, the doctors noticed a strange change in Theo's condition. Contrary to expectations, his body began to respond positively to the treatment. The doctor said that this recovery was a miracle, but his mother knew that this miracle was the result of the hope that Mbappé had kept alive in her son's heart. A few months later, Theo, who had previously had no hope of continuing to live, was able to walk again. When he took his first steps, he said to Mbappé in a video call, "Kelly, you are the hero of my life." Mbappé just smiled and said, "No, Theo, you are the real hero."